Hello everyone, Shanik here, again playing Automation, and today we are building something near and dear to my heart. We are going to build a competitor for the Cominturismo. If you don't know what the Cominturismo is, there'll be a link in the description below, probably one of those little cards up in the top corner, if I remember to do that. So go watch Consider's video on it now. Pause this, go watch that first. Then come back to this. Go do that, now. Okay, are you back? Good! For all those people that didn't go watch the video, what the Cominturismo is a 5.1 horsepower slab of communist brilliance. Basically, it's the worst car ever, and we are going to build something to compete with it. My original idea was something kind of loosely inspired by British Leyland cars, so I want to find a good body that might fit a British Leyland style vehicle. Like, yeah, this one looks good. I like that one. I haven't built anything with that. Steel, battered steel. Let's make it front-wheel drive. Leaf springs all around because they're cheap and easy to build. Let's see, we want a tiny little cast iron 3-cylinder. We don't need much. Just cheap. It needs to be cheap, super cheap, affordable. We're doing no turbo, carburetor, single barrel, standard, low quality. Just catalytic converter. No. We'll do one muffler because we don't want it to be. Hey, look at that! 1 horsepower. It's perfect. It's knocking really bad. We need to solve that. Probably bring down. Wow. Compression is as low as it can go, and it's still knocking. Okay. Nope, that just makes it knock more. Oh, wow, we're actually having to turn up the cam profile? That's not... Hey, look at that, 9 horsepower. And this thing is flashing red because it's not enough horsepower. I don't care. But it works. Look at that, 9 horsepower, 10 torque. So we got almost twice the horsepower of the Cominturismo, just right there. Let's see, how does this thing sound? Oh, it purrs like a kitten. Yeah, sounds good. I wonder what it would sound like if I took that other muffler off. Because the original Cominturismo had no mufflers. Did that affect the horsepower rating at all? No. That sounds fine. Alright, moving on to the car. What do we want the 4-door, or do we want a coupe, or a hatchback? What's this? Well, the car, we're calling it the Familia, so we want to be able to carry the family around at a top speed of probably 25 miles an hour. So, we need, there we go. Eco beige. Perfect. Let's see. Ooh, that trim is far too shiny. There we go. We can't have any chrome on here. It's supposed to be cheap. Some of you may be thinking those lights look like the lights from a Lamborghini Diablo. Well, they are, but at the same time, they are actually just bargain bin lights that are produced and sold wholesale. You know, so you see these lights on the Selena 7, Lamborghini Diablo, buses. So it'll work for us, because we can't afford to make our own lights with this thing. Alright, drivetrain, 2, or we'll give it a 3-speed. Estimated top speed, 48, wow. That's, actually quite impressive. No open diff. Some cheap Very cheap tires. Let's see. 12-inch rims. That's fine. Just some basic steel. So 2 LS drums on the front. Drums on the back. Yeah, 5 seats. Basic interior. No entertainment. We don't need power steering. We don't need safety. Let's see. Springs. That's cheap. Cheap. Let's tune it for comfort. And voila, there we have it. Well, we need badging. We gotta go back and add some badging on it because it just looks too bare without any. There we go. This is the Layla Familia B trim because, well, it's the budget version. Yeah. It's perfect. It is. Yep, it's pretty much perfect. Alright. Testing. 9.2 horsepower. 1,300 pounds. It's very lightweight. That's good. Markets. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. Any warnings? Red frequency. Well, let's tweak the suspension a bit to get that down. Increasing rear spring stiffness. Front brake force is very high compared to grip. Tiny brakes. What are you talking about? I might just leave that because front brake force is very high compared to grip. This is the worst brakes I could put on this thing. Maybe, just maybe, we'll go tiny bit bigger on the tires. Like 105s. 105s are fine. I don't remember what the Cominturismo had, but it also had some pretty small wheels. That ground clearance. I love how the drive shaft tunnel is just for the exhaust pipe. That's perfect. That is perfectly routed. Car's handling towards understeer. Well, I'm not sure what I can do about that. Front brake force is high. I literally can't do anything apart from making the tires bigger because brakes are about as bad as they can get. You know what? I think it's good. I think it's done. We can export this to Beam now and give it a test drive. Alright, so here we are in Beam with the Layla Familia alongside the Cominturismo. And what better place to test these two cars out than this map, which is titled Russian Roads. So, let's get the engine started on this, and oh my god, that's loud. Manages to be louder than the Layla Familia, so the Familia wins a bit on comfort. just ear comfort there. Let's see. Let's get them rolling. The Cominturismo has a tendency to stall. And so does the Familia, apparently. And the parking brake is on. Ah, blistering start from the Familia. It's already faster. Random. Okay. So, I'm just gonna guess the AI is not very... Yeah, I'm gonna guess this road is not mapped well for the AI. So we're gonna have to try that on a different map. But until then, it appears both vehicles are having issues climbing this hill. There we go. It's moving. The Cominturismo is dead. The Layla Familia is actually managing to move, even though it sounds like the starter's still engaged. Look at that. Another point for the Familia. That ground clearance, though. Because it's running on leaf springs all around. So it would appear we did succeed in making a single-digit horsepower car that is drivable. That was a big pothole there. Hope it didn't break anything too badly. Oh, okay. So how will the Familia handle this broken road? Wasn't really a broken road, it was just a dead end. Now we've killed the car. Hey, the engine still runs. And it still moves. It's fine. Another point for the Familia. It survived. But can it get up this hill? that would be a no. Alright, so as much as I would have loved to use the Russian roads map for this comparison, it would appear that map is not routed for the AI to just kind of drive around randomly. So we are here at the Italy map, and let's get going. The Cominturismo is excessively loud. I'm not even sure how that's possible, because the Cominturismo has a lower red line and a slightly smaller engine, and yet it is so much louder. I don't know why. Uh-oh, Cominturismo's getting away on us down this hill. Can the Familia catch up? I think it can, because we have 5 more horsepower than its... well, we have 4 more horsepower. But what about the weight? I don't remember. Familia's pretty lightweight. I think it was like 1,300 pounds. I don't remember what the Cominturismo weighs. Cominturismo is a 2-door and we are a 4-door, so we might be a wee bit heavier. This does feel faster than the Cominturismo. It's definitely better off the line, and we are catching it. It's going to be tricky to overtake on this road. Oh, that's going to be a tight squeeze. We may have had a minor crash. Cominturismo appears to be having some trouble getting moving again. So let's go. We stalled. So let's go give it a little nudge. It would appear the Cominturismo has given up. That or it's just completely stuck somehow. Come on, get moving. Now, automation said this car tends to understeer, but it doesn't really get fast enough for that to be an issue. I think we have skinnier tires than the Cominturismo. I don't know what the Cominturismo has, but we have 105s. Ours are definitely a tiny bit skinnier. Which means lower rolling resistance. For better fuel economy. Oh no, we're going uphill now. This is going to be an issue for the Cominturismo. Will it be an issue for the Familia? The Familia is actually managing to get up the hill. So even though we made it considerably farther than the Cominturismo, it would appear the Familia does eventually get beaten by this hill. It looks like it gets a little bit steeper up there beyond the bend. Somehow we got it going again though. Although it sounds like the starter's stuck on. So now we're here at the Hirochi Raceway to take the Familia around the track to get its lap time. Now, before we get started, bit of a disclaimer. The Fable All-Road. From last week's video, I've made some tweaks, mostly cosmetic things, but I did slightly tweak the gear ratios. So I have taken it back around the track and redone its lap. And the slight tweak in the gear ratios, along with the fact that I've had a lot more practice on this track, making me a much faster driver around here, means that its new lap time is a 147.387. That's about 8 seconds faster than its original lap time. I also made 2 new trims of the All-Road, the Deluxe and Sport. The Deluxe put up a lap time of 145.003, and the Sport put up a blisteringly fast lap time of 139.436. Now the Deluxe and the Sport will not be partaking in the competition that I have planned later in the series to kind of finish out the first season of this. But I will be running them through the challenges off camera, and we'll have their scores available for you if you would like to see that. And I'll do the same with any other cars that I do, like alternate trim versions for. Like, if I decide to do a sport trim of the Familia, I'll have its lap time and its competition scores available if you want to see those. And without further ado, let's get started with the Familia's lap. And we are off! A blisteringly fast start. I mean not blisteringly fast, whatever the opposite of that is. Look at this. don't even have to let off the throttle. That's flat out through that corner. Of course, it's not going fast enough for it to be an issue to begin with. I wonder if it can go flat out through here. Yes, it can. I had some issues with that corner in the all-road extreme. Alright, how are we going through the chicane? This thing handles surprisingly well. I mean, I know it's not going really fast enough to be a problem, but it does actually handle the corners surprisingly well. We'll see what happens when we get to later events. But, so far since I've set off, I have not let off the throttle one bit. Again, completely flat out through this, through these bends. The Familia is a surprisingly good little car. Bit lackluster in the horsepower department, but because of that I can do a complete lap without letting off the throttle one tiny bit. And that's going to be across the line. And our time is 3 minutes 15.155 seconds. That is going to put it at the bottom of the leaderboard. Very much so at the bottom of the leaderboard. But then again, we only have 2 cars on there right now, so. But I doubt anything's going to do worse, considering, you know, the type of stuff I have planned for future videos. I still have no idea if the brakes are any good. Because I haven't needed to use them. That's going to be all for this. If you like, hit the subscribe button for more. And, have we killed it? We have not. See, it's a sturdy little car, too. It's actually managing to spin the tire. It's determined. And it really is. That's going to be all for today. If you like this, hit the subscribe button for more. And we'll be back next week with another car. It's tripoding now. It doesn't need 4 wheels.